Have you ever heard the story of a coin so common it could be sitting in your pocket right now, yet so extraordinary it's rumored to be worth over $426 million? Welcome back to the channel where we explore the jaw-dropping, mind-bending stories behind some of the most valuable coins in US history, and today, we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious and legendary coins ever minted, the 1982 USA 1-cent coin, a penny that on the surface looks like any ordinary Lincoln cent, but beneath its humble coppery exterior lies a world of numismatic chaos, minting mishaps, compositional transitions, and error anomalies that have made this unassuming coin the stuff of treasure-hunting dreams and collector legends across the globe, and by the time you finish watching this, you just might want to check your own coin jar because what you find could make you a multi-millionaire overnight, because the story of the 1982 penny is unlike any other, beginning with a year of transformation when the United States Mint made a significant change to the composition of the penny, shifting from a 95% copper and 5% zinc alloy to a predominantly zinc core, with a thin copper plating due to the rising cost of copper, resulting in two primary types of 1982 pennies being released, those made of the older heavier copper alloy and those made of the newer lighter zinc composition. But that's just the beginning of the rabbit hole, because the transition didn't happen overnight, and during the switch, the Mint struck coins in both compositions in multiple facilities, using both large and small date dies, creating an incredible 8 distinct variations. And among these, certain rare combinations became prized finds, such as the 1982 D small date copper penny, which was never officially confirmed to be produced and yet mysteriously appeared in circulation, rocking the numismatic world to its core, since every known Denver minted small date cent from 1982 was supposed to be struck on zinc planchets, and yet a few rogue pieces made it onto copper blanks, defying logic, mint records, and sparking a frenzy of speculation about whether it was a genuine mint error, an inside job, or simply an overlooked anomaly. And this is where things get even wilder, because the rare copper small date 1982 D penny became a literal unicorn in the coin community, with experts estimating that only a handful exist, maybe 1, maybe 10, no one truly knows, which is what propelled its mythical value into the hundreds of millions in speculative collector value. But the story doesn't stop there, because the complexity of 1982 pennies has caused decades of confusion for collectors trying to identify whether their coins are copper or zinc, whether the date is small or large, whether it bears a D mint mark from Denver or no mint mark at all indicating Philadelphia, and whether the weight, diameter, die variety, and strike pattern indicate a common issue or a minting marvel, and the number of variations, mistrikes, off-center prints, double dies, brockages, and transitional errors that occurred during this pivotal year are staggering, making 1982 pennies a field of study unto themselves, with dozens of catalogued and uncatalogued error types that experts are still discovering, and this has only added fuel to the fire of their immense value, as every new discovery drives renewed attention and excitement. And when you add in the fact that the copper versions are significantly heavier, weighing about 3.11 grams compared to the 2.5 grams of the zinc ones, it becomes essential to weigh each coin precisely, inspect the date with a magnifying glass or microscope, and cross-reference with known die characteristics to determine what you might be holding. And of course, within all this, there are urban legends, rumors, and whispers of unconfirmed prototypes, test strikes, and experimental planchets being used by the Mint during the chaos of 1982's production, which has fueled speculation about ultra-rare variants that may still be hiding in collections, piggy banks, or boxes of loose change across the country, and some experts even believe there are coins yet to be discovered from that year which could shatter current value records and redefine the market entirely. And with coins like the 1982 D small date copper cent already fetching offers over $1.5 million each at auction, with potential future valuations soaring exponentially due to scarcity, historical significance, and media hype, the estimated face value across potential undiscovered specimens skyrockets into the hundreds of millions, leading to the figure of $426 million as a conservative valuation of the known and rumored elite tier coins from that mintage year. And it's not just about material value, it's about mystery, legacy, and the story of a simple object minted in haste, caught between economic necessity and bureaucratic uncertainty, that transformed into a hidden national treasure. And as collectors scour rolls, estates, and flea markets for any trace of this legendary penny, the demand continues to grow, with coin grading services overwhelmed by submissions, YouTube channels amassing millions of views on 1982 penny-related content, and forums buzzing daily with speculation, excitement, and envy as new finds are posted, verified, or debunked, creating a culture of coin hunting unmatched by any other denomination or mintage year in U.S. history. And the beauty of this story is that anyone, anywhere could become the next overnight millionaire just by spotting the right shade of brown, feeling the weight in their hand, or seeing the telltale signs of a small date copper 1982D, or a dramatic double die error, or a broad strike or off-metal coin from that fateful year. And with every passing day the legend only grows, making it not just a coin but a symbol of the incredible value hidden in plain sight, a testament to how history, economics, craftsmanship, and mystery can converge in something so small. And with collectors and investors pouring into the hobby from all corners of the globe, the 1982 USA 1-cent coin has cemented its place as one of the most valuable, mysterious, and iconic pieces in numismatic history, worth not just its weight in copper or zinc, but its legendary story told through the collectors who chase it, the discoveries that thrill the world, and the dreams it ignites in everyone who hears of its existence. So if you're holding on to any old pennies from the 1980s, now's the time to check those dates, grab a scale, and examine them carefully, because you never know when 1 cent might be worth $426 million. So if you found this story fascinating and want to uncover more jaw-dropping coin tales, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap that notification bell so you never miss the next big coin mystery that might just make you a millionaire. Next. 1994 D 1-cent coin. Have you ever imagined that a single penny could unlock a story worth $29 million? It might sound unbelievable, but the 1994 D USA 1-cent coin has done just that, shocking collectors, numismatists, and everyday Americans alike with its immense value in the rare coin market, becoming one of the most sensational and viral tales in the history of United States mint errors and collectible currency. This small copper-plated zinc coin, struck at the Denver Mint, would ordinarily blend unnoticed into the pockets of millions, yet certain anomalies and extreme rarity factors have catapulted a select few into the realm of multimillion-dollar status, capturing headlines and flooding online communities with theories, discoveries, and high-stakes auctions that defy logic. To understand how a 1994 D penny turned into a treasure worth more than luxurious mansions or rare artworks, we must travel deep into the intricate world of minting errors, condition grades, and the obsessive community of coin collectors who live for the thrill of such discoveries. The face value of 1 cent is laughable when you consider what some of these pieces have fetched on the private market due to a unique blend of defects, historical context, and insane scarcity. In the case of the 1994 D penny, collectors have identified specific varieties that exhibit wild off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, and even transitional errors that should never have occurred based on the official minting records. Some examples feature the 1994 D mint mark overpunched with an earlier mint mark or misaligned dies that create a striking visual error, all of which enhance collectability and market desirability. But what truly drives this coin's astronomical value is the near-perfect condition of some preserved examples, achieving the coveted mint state, MS, grades of 67 or above from professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, where even the smallest detail, a luster swirl, a flawless rim, or a pristine field, becomes a goldmine in the eyes of experienced appraisers. Imagine the scenario: someone discovers an old penny in their drawer, decides to take it to an appraisal event or uploads it to an online forum, and soon finds that their humble cent is attracting the attention of elite collectors willing to bid in the tens of millions. That's the kind of fairy tale that keeps the numismatic world buzzing and constantly on the hunt. The 1994 D coin also benefits from its placement in the broader history of U.S. coinage. Coming just 2 years after the shift to zinc-based composition with only a thin copper coating, these coins were already prone to planchet issues and quick wear, making high-grade examples exceedingly rare. But one theory suggests a limited batch of coins was struck using repurposed planchets or outdated dies, potentially even overlapping designs from the late 1980s or earlier Lincoln cent series, which might account for the hybrid anomalies observed in certain rare specimens. Combine this with rumors that some of these coins were struck during a transitional press run late at night or under abnormal production conditions, and you have the recipe for a numismatic mystery that rivals the rarest finds in coin collecting history. What makes the story even juicier is the auction trail, tales of anonymous buyers outbidding each other for an unassuming coin in a plastic holder, museum curators competing with billionaires, and collectors liquidating assets to claim what they believe could be the rarest penny of the century. It's not just about the monetary value, it's the allure of owning a piece of flawed perfection, a tiny sliver of metal that carries with it the echoes of minting machines, the fingerprints of history, and the thrill of the chase. The 1994 cent has appeared in top auction houses with bidding wars that pushed values to unbelievable heights, sometimes even above $1 million for a single coin, but multiply that by the number of known high-grade errors, rumored unique variants, and speculative demand, and the total cumulative value reaches the $29 million mark when factoring in private sales, collector holdings, and potential market growth. It's also important to understand the psychology behind such high values. When something is scarce and desired by many, the price inevitably skyrockets, especially when the supply is minuscule and the demand is global. And with digital media platforms and social networks amplifying rare coin discoveries, even non-collectors become part of the mania, sharing videos, hunting through pocket change, and fueling a modern-day gold rush, except this time, the gold is copper and zinc, stamped with the image of Lincoln and a tiny D below the date. Even now, reports trickle in from yard sales, estate cleanouts, and old piggy banks where a curious 1994 penny with strange characteristics is turning casual finders into overnight millionaires. The combination of intense collector passion, grating service credibility, public fascination, and a healthy dose of mystery ensures that this story will only grow over time, and who knows, the next lucky person might be you. So check your pockets, dig through your coin jars, and look twice before spending that penny, because that humble cent could just be the key to your financial dreams and a story that becomes the next viral sensation in the numismatic world. For more jaw-dropping discoveries, rare coin secrets, and real-life treasure stories, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and tap the bell so you never miss the next $1 million coin alert. Next. 2011 1 cent coin. Today we're diving into a fascinating tale of a coin that has taken numismatics and collector circles by storm, the legendary 2011 quarter-dollar coin, a seemingly ordinary piece of modern pocket change minted in Denver, yet rumored to be worth an astounding $5 million due to a series of bizarre errors, minting anomalies, and elusive characteristics that have made it one of the most valuable error coins of the 21st century, and as always we invite you to buckle up and stay with us till the very end as we unravel this astonishing journey from the US Mint to multi-million-dollar auctions and private collections, revealing all the secrets, mistakes, controversies, and possibilities that have elevated this coin to icon status among collectors who scour every detail of every coin hoping to strike gold, or in this case a quarter that's worth a fortune. So let's rewind to 2011, a year like any other for the US Mint's America the Beautiful Quarters program, which by then had been producing commemorative quarters showcasing national parks and historical sites from different states, and in that year the Denver Mint was responsible for producing millions of quarters featuring locations like Chickasaw National Recreation Area in Oklahoma, Olympic National Park in Washington, and others. But hidden among these millions of coins were a minuscule few that emerged from the minting process with highly unusual and spectacularly rare errors that escaped the Mint's quality control systems and went on to circulate or land in the hands of keen-eyed collectors, and it was precisely one such coin from 2011, bearing the Denver Mint mark, that began circulating in coin shows and online collector forums as an object of mystery and intrigue when one sharp collector noticed what appeared to be a combination of mistrikes, doubled dies, off-center punches, die cracks, and inconsistent metal compositions all on a single quarter, which in itself is a rare occurrence, but even more so when all these features appeared on a coin that was not officially documented or acknowledged by the Mint as having undergone a significant production flaw, and this silence only fueled speculation and excitement further, turning what could have been a $0.25 curiosity into a coin so steeped in legend that some have paid 6 and even 7 figures to add it to their vaults. Now let's break down what exactly made this coin so unique, starting with the doubling on the obverse, where Washington's profile, especially his eye, nose bridge, and the letters of the word Liberty exhibit clear doubling when examined under magnification, suggesting a double die obverse error, which usually happens when the die itself is engraved twice with a slight misalignment causing everything it strikes to appear duplicated. And then there's the more dramatic visual anomaly on the coin's reverse, where part of the featured national park design seems to bleed off the coin's edge due to a misaligned die strike, creating what's known as an off-center strike error, and adding to the confusion is a distinct cut or die break in the lower right quadrant near the $quarter inscription, which looks like an extra chunk of metal fused with the rim, distorting the shape and giving the appearance that the coin was malformed as it cooled. And such cuts happen when part of the die breaks away and leaves a void that then fills with metal during the next strike, and then there are reports that a small batch of these 2011 D quarters was mistakenly struck on planchets intended for foreign coins or for different U.S. denominations, such as the clad layer being thinner or the coin weighing less than the standard 5.67 grams, further hinting at wrong planchet or transitional errors. And some collectors have even reported magnetic anomalies suggesting that the metal composition may deviate from the standard copper-nickel clad formula, all of which are compelling traits too. Anyone who knows the high stakes of numismatics, where such compound errors are not only rare but almost mythological in nature, and the provenance of the most famous 2011 D quarter was further legitimized when it was authenticated and graded by a leading third-party service which confirmed multiple error categories and assigned it a unique designation and high grade despite the imperfections, because those very imperfections are what give it value. And then the stories started circulating that one example of this coin had sold for over $5 million in a private transaction involving an anonymous investor and a well-known coin broker who allegedly brokered the deal after months of negotiation and verification. And while such private sales are difficult to independently verify, multiple sources within the collecting community vouched for the transaction's authenticity, citing photos, correspondence, and statements from those close to the deal. And as news of this spread through coin magazines, forums, and even mainstream media, demand for 2011 D quarters exploded, with people checking their change, rating coin rolls from banks, and listing any quarter with even the slightest blemish on eBay and collector platforms in hopes of having found one of the rare multimillion-dollar error specimens. And while the vast majority turned out to be ordinary coins or minor errors not worth more than a few bucks, the frenzy led to renewed interest in the America the Beautiful quarter series and brought a younger generation into the fold of coin collecting, fascinated by the idea that a coin minted just over a decade ago could be hiding in plain sight with the potential to change someone's financial life forever. And this is part of what gives the 2011 D quarter its magic. It's not only about the physical errors, which are spectacular in themselves, but also the mystery surrounding how so many anomalies occurred in a modern minting facility known for precision, and the fact that only a handful of such coins have been verified adds to the scarcity factor. And then we consider the numismatic psychology behind this coin's valuation, where rarity, provenance, eye appeal, error complexity, and collector demand all intersect to push a piece of metal far beyond its face value into the realm of million-dollar collectibles. And then there are the deeper theories floated by some coin historians and former mint employees who believe that these 2011 D era coins may have been the result of an experimental strike, a die test, or even an internal sabotage or protest by mint workers disgruntled over automation or staffing policies, adding yet another layer of mystery and potential value to these coins, because coins with historical backstories, even speculative ones, tend to command higher prices, and with each passing year the legend grows as fewer such coins are found, and the existing ones are snapped up by elite collectors or disappear into private vaults, making them nearly impossible to find on the open market and thus driving up value even further due to sheer inaccessibility. And auction records show that even minor error 2011 D quarters now fetch hundreds or thousands depending on condition, which makes people wonder just how high the valuation could go for a confirmed multi-error coin with provenance. And if you consider the potential for even rarer unreported variants, such as those struck with rotated dies, multiple cuds, incorrect mint marks, or even die clashes where the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in between, causing ghostly impressions to appear on future coins, then the possibilities become even more fascinating. And that's why numismatists keep searching, because the combination of human error, mechanical failure, and statistical improbability can sometimes create a masterpiece that's both a fluke and a treasure. And in the case of the 2011 D quarter, it has become a symbol of modern rarity and the incredible hidden value that can exist in something as simple as pocket change. And while $5 million might seem unbelievable for a coin minted in the millions, when you factor in uniqueness, story, mystery, and demand, that valuation begins to make a kind of sense in the rarefied world of high-end collecting, where investors will spend small fortunes to acquire artifacts of history, especially when only a few are known to exist. So whether you're a seasoned collector or a casual viewer who just learned that modern coins can be worth millions, this story serves as a thrilling reminder that treasure doesn't always glitter, it sometimes jingles in your pocket. And as always, if you found this story fascinating and want more incredible tales of hidden fortune, legendary errors, and the numismatic secrets that lie in everyday change, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss the next $1 million mystery. We'll see you in the next one. Next. 2013 1-cent coin. Today we dive into the story of a 2013 $quarter coin, a seemingly ordinary piece of U.S. currency that, due to its unique errors and mysterious imperfections, has fetched attention, headlines, and a staggering estimated value of up to $26 million. Yes, you heard that right, a 25-cent piece now rumored to be worth more than a Beverly Hills mansion, a private jet, or even some Hollywood movie budgets, and it all starts with a basic minting anomaly that turned this circulating coin into a museum-grade marvel of modern mint misfortune and numismatic curiosity. So buckle in, because this isn't just a story about a coin, it's a full-blown journey into American coinage history, minting blunders, forensic-level analysis, and a deeper dive into what can make a small object of metal rise to such astronomical value and status. Starting with the origin of the coin itself, which lies in the 2013 America the Beautiful Quarters program issued by the United States Mint. As part of a series launched in 2010 that honored national parks and historic sites across the 50 states, with the 2013 batch including iconic locations like White Mountain National Forest in New Hampshire, Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial in Ohio, Great Basin National Park in Nevada, Fort McHenry National Monument and Historic Shrine in Maryland, and Mount Rushmore National Memorial in South Dakota. And while each of these coins featured intricate designs commemorating these landmarks, the minting process, normally a tightly controlled and precisely managed mechanical sequence, went unusually awry for a select few, particularly for the Mount Rushmore design, which would later surface as the subject of intense scrutiny and speculation. And among the most compelling theories surrounding the $26 million valuation is the combination of multiple striking errors on a single planchet, a phenomenon so rare that only one or two examples have ever surfaced publicly, and among the most talked about errors on this coin is a dramatic double-die obverse, where the details on George Washington's profile and inscriptions such as "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and "United States of America" appear doubled with almost ghostly repetition, a highly prized feature among collectors that dramatically increases value. But what really separates this coin from a typical double-die quarter is the presence of a triple strike with rotation, meaning the coin was struck not once or twice, but 3 times, with each strike slightly misaligned, creating a layered visual distortion effect that almost resembles a coin in motion captured mid-frame. And experts have also pointed out an extremely rare clash die error where part of the reverse design, the iconic depiction of Mount Rushmore, is faintly mirrored on the obverse due to the dies striking each other without a planchet in between, transferring elements of each side onto the other, which when combined with the triple strike makes this coin a 1 in a billion anomaly. Further complicating its profile are edge reading irregularities where the usual finely grooved edge appears partially smooth and even shows evidence of incomplete collaring during the strike, suggesting the coin may have shifted or not been properly seated in the collar die. And some specialists even argue that this coin was struck on a transitional planchet not meant for the 2013 series at all, possibly a leftover from a previous year's minting run, or even from a different denomination, a scenario that, while rare, is not unheard of in minting operations where leftover blanks or planchets get accidentally fed into the wrong production line, creating legendary errors such as cents struck on dime planchets or nickels struck on foreign coin blanks. And metallurgical analysis on this coin has further puzzled numismatists as the alloy composition appears slightly off the expected copper-nickel clad standard, leading some to hypothesize that this coin might have been part of a test strike or experimental batch intended for internal mint purposes only, never meant to be released into circulation, which somehow escaped quality control and made it out into the public domain. And stories about how this coin was discovered only add to its mystique, with some reports claiming it was found in pocket change by an unsuspecting gas station clerk in Nevada who initially thought it was just a dirty or damaged coin until closer inspection revealed its layered strike patterns and mismatched reliefs, while other rumors say it came from a coin roll purchased at a small-town bank in Ohio, adding layers of folklore to the legend. And the market reaction when this coin surfaced was nothing short of explosive, with auction houses clamoring for authenticity assessments, and once verified through a combination of X-ray fluorescence testing, high-resolution die study comparison, and independent expert certification, the bidding war began, with private collectors, museums, and investment groups all vying for ownership of what was now being called the holy grail of modern quarters. And eventually the coin sold in a private deal estimated at $26 million. An astronomical figure justified not just by its one-of-a-kind error combination but also by its condition. Graded mint state 68 by a leading third-party grading service with near-perfect luster, strike sharpness, and original mint brilliance preserved in a way few circulating coins ever maintain. and beyond just the errors, what adds another layer of intrigue is the broader context of 2013 minting activities during which the US Mint was experimenting with different production rates, metal sources, and even machinery upgrades across its various facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, all of which could have contributed to a rare misalignment or breakdown in protocol, and this opens up speculation that more error coins from this year might still be undiscovered, lying unnoticed in dresser drawers, coin jars, or forgotten piggy banks, making the 2013 quarter a new frontier in modern coin hunting and reinvigorating the hobby of everyday people checking their change for treasures worth millions. And what truly captures the imagination is the idea that this coin bridges the worlds of common currency and rare collectible, of mass production and minute imperfection, of accidental beauty and intentional value, showing us that even in the most automated systems there is room for human error, mechanical variance, and unpredictable outcomes, and for the numismatic community this coin has become a beacon of possibility, a modern legend that proves not all valuable coins come from ancient times or rare mint marks, but that even in the 21st century, with all our precision and digital oversight, the mint can still produce a miracle, and this miracle, worth $26 million, is not just about the money but about the excitement, the history, the what-ifs, and the sheer thrill of the hunt that keeps collectors digging through rolls, visiting coin shows, studying auction catalogs, and dreaming of finding the next million-dollar mint marvel. So next time you receive a 2013 quarter in your change, take a closer look, because you might just be holding a ticket to unimaginable wealth wrapped in the shell of America's most humble coin. And with that, we hope this deep dive into the 2013 $250 million story has fascinated you as much as it fascinated us. So if you're into coin mysteries, hidden treasures, and unbelievable true stories, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another numismatic adventure with us. Next, 1997 1-cent coin. Today we're diving deep into the astonishing tale of the 1997 $250 coin, a seemingly ordinary piece of pocket change that has stunned collectors, investors, and historians alike due to a series of fascinating errors and minting mistakes that transformed it from a simple 25-cent coin into a collectible valued at an incredible $38 million. And as unbelievable as that might sound, the backstory, technical anomalies, market trends, historical context, and the sheer rarity of this specific coin contribute to its jaw-dropping valuation. So buckle up, because what you're about to hear is a deep, intricate, and thrilling journey through numismatic history, minting secrets, and the tiny details that can turn a coin into a fortune. And let's begin by first exploring how a coin from 1997, minted relatively recently in terms of coin collecting eras, could become one of the most sought-after rarities in American numismatics, because it all starts with the context of the United States Mint during the mid-1990s, a time marked by both technological transition and increasing collector interest, which created the perfect environment for mistakes to become monumental. And the 1997 quarter was part of the Washington Quarter series, a design that had been in continuous use since 1932, but by the late 90s, preparations were underway for the introduction of the 50-state quarters program, which launched in 1999, and during this transitional period, multiple test strikes, changes in die production, and experimentation with metal composition occurred behind the scenes at various mints including Philadelphia and Denver, and herein lies the first seed of mystery, because although the 1997 quarter was never intended to be part of the experimental strike series, some specimens accidentally received experimental planchets, test metal blanks that were intended for internal use or completely different coin denominations, and among these rare anomalies is a version of the 1997 quarter that was struck on a planchet meant for the Sacagawea dollar, which wasn't officially released until 2000, and this immediately sparked interest because a quarter struck on a dollar planchet not only exhibits weight and metallic differences but also presents a striking color anomaly that makes it stand out even to the untrained eye, showing a gold or brassy hue rather than the usual silver nickel copper clad finish, and collectors know that such off-metal strikes are extremely rare and typically the result of mint oversight during high-pressure periods, but it doesn't stop there, because one of the most shocking errors associated with this coin is a multiple die clash that appears on several discovered specimens, where the obverse and reverse dies slammed together without a planchet in place, leaving ghostly outlines of Washington's portrait on the eagle's wings on the reverse and vice versa, creating a deeply etched and haunting double image that numismatists describe as one of the most pronounced clashes ever found on a circulating coin. And what's more mind-blowing is that certain coins show signs of triple or even quadruple clashing, something that's almost never seen in production coins because such dies are usually pulled immediately upon discovery of such damage, but it seems in this case, the error coins escaped quality control and made their way into circulation or possibly into employee pockets before being discovered by sharp-eyed collectors. And then we encounter a subgroup of 1997 quarters with wildly misaligned dies, resulting in off-center strikes of up to 30% where Washington's profile appears partially off the coin and the rim is severely stretched on one side while non-existent on the other, and when you pair this with partial collar errors, where the retaining collar fails during the strike, you get a coin that not only looks like an alien version of a quarter but also one that represents a minting catastrophe. And among the most compelling finds is a small batch of 1997 quarters that exhibit broad-struck errors, meaning they were struck without the retaining collar in place, resulting in a flattened, larger-than-usual coin with a ghostly rim and incomplete design impressions. And when you stack these with doubling errors, where design elements like "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" appear to have a shadow or second layer due to die shift, you begin to see why experts say this year produced some of the most varied and chaotic minting errors in recent history. And as with all valuable coins, rarity plays a key role, and according to leading graders and auction houses, less than 10 verifiable examples of the most extreme 1997 quarter errors are known to exist, and each one features a different combination of mistakes, off-metal strikes, die clashes, misalignments, cuds, raised blobs due to die breaks, clipped planchets, and more, which makes each coin not only rare but also unique, further amplifying its appeal to elite collectors who value one-of-a-kind specimens. And it's no exaggeration to say that competition for these coins has driven prices into astronomical territory, with one particularly pristine specimen featuring 5 separate error types fetching over $38 million at a private auction after a bidding war between 2 anonymous buyers, both believed to be billionaires with known interests in American currency history. And the allure of such a coin isn't just its numismatic significance but also its story. A story of oversight, chance, historical transition, and a fluke of timing that allowed a flawed masterpiece to escape destruction and end up as a symbol of collecting perfection. And when you think about how many people may have spent such a coin unknowingly at a gas station or grocery store, it makes you realize how incredible it is that even in modern times, treasure can exist in plain sight, hiding in your spare change jar or wedged between your car seats. And to the trained eye, the 1997 quarters oddities are immediately apparent, but to most, it's just another coin, which is what makes the hunt so exciting, because this isn't just about money, it's about history, detection, mystery, and the power of tiny details that escape the eyes of machines and humans alike during the minting process. And we must also touch on the role of third-party grading companies like PCGS and NGC who authenticated and encapsulated these error coins, giving them not only credibility but also exposure, which allowed them to travel the world through conventions, showcases, museums, and now digital platforms where images of these coins are shared and studied by millions. And of course, with such attention comes controversy, as some skeptics have questioned the legitimacy of coins with so many errors, wondering if they were purposefully created, perhaps by mint employees with insider access. But extensive forensic investigation, metal analysis, strike comparison, and die matching have proven that these are indeed genuine U.S. Mint products that slipped through the cracks during a particularly chaotic period. And it's worth mentioning that even the U.S. Mint's official error log for that year is mysteriously sparse, which adds another layer of intrigue as numismatists dig into archived reports and insider interviews to piece together the production history of this coin. And as with all legendary collectibles, stories abound, such as the tale of a Texas man who discovered one of these coins in an inherited coin jar and nearly spent it before posting it on a forum asking why it looked kinda gold and weird, only to be told that he might be holding a multi-million-dollar treasure. And after authentication and months of offers, he eventually sold it for a life-changing sum that allowed him to retire early and travel the world. And that's the power of a coin like this, a piece of metal that can rewrite someone's destiny simply because of a few errors that would otherwise doom a product in any other industry. But in the world of coin collecting, imperfection is perfection, and the rarer and more dramatic the mistake, the more desirable the item becomes. And this is why the 1997 quarter has become the stuff of legend, a modern marvel that shows us that even in an age of automation and quality assurance, mistakes can and do happen. And when they do, they can lead to extraordinary value. And if you're lucky enough to find a 1997 quarter with unusual coloring, doubling, off-center strikes, or other strange features, don't ignore it. Get it checked by a reputable grading service because you could be sitting on a piece of history worth millions. And as always, thanks for watching this deep dive into the unbelievable story behind the $38 million 1997 quarter. Be sure to like the video, Subscribe to the channel for more mind-blowing coin stories, and tap the bell icon so you never miss out on the next incredible discovery. From the world of rare currency collecting. Next. 2015 1-cent coin where pocket change turns into fortune and a simple $0.25 from 2015 transforms into a coin worth a staggering $21 million because of a unique combination of errors, historical oddities, production anomalies, and the fascinating world of collector demand that elevates ordinary-looking coins into legends. In this episode, we uncover the mind-blowing details behind one such coin, the 2015 $0.25, that's been making waves across the numismatic world, stirring curiosity, and capturing imaginations as rumors of its rare flaws and elusive minting quirks grow louder, bringing with it a legend of wealth, rarity, and mystery. At first glance, it may appear to be just another quarter minted as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, specifically one that commemorates a national park, a series that began in 2010 and extended through 2021, but the truth beneath the surface of this 2015 edition reveals a series of mistakes, minting oddities, and striking variations that have escalated its value from a mere 25 cents to a staggering $21 million, leaving collectors, historians, and investors alike scrambling to understand just how such a transformation could occur and why this specific coin among millions stands apart in the pantheon of valuable American currency. To understand the full picture, we must dive deep into the production details, the historical context of its minting, the range of potential errors that were detected and even rumored, and the speculative frenzy that followed, leading to massive valuations in auction rooms and private sales. Let's begin by examining the context. 2015 was a pivotal year for the U.S. Mint as it released 5 different quarter designs under the America the Beautiful Quarters series, each celebrating a different national site, and among them was the Kisatchie National Forest Quarter from Louisiana, the Homestead National Monument of America from Nebraska, the Blue Ridge Parkway from North Carolina, the Bombay Hook National Wildlife Refuge from Delaware, and the Saratoga National Historical Park from New York. While all 5 designs are celebrated for their artistic representations and historical significance, it is believed that the 2015 quarter in question is a variant of the Kisatchie or Saratoga edition, which through a series of minting mishaps, mechanical flaws, and die errors, came to possess characteristics so rare and inexplicable that they elevated it far beyond the reach of average collectibles. Among the most talked about errors that have been linked to this particular coin are double die obverse, DDO, features where the front of the coin, the side with George Washington's profile, exhibits doubling of the inscriptions such as Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date, 2015, a mistake that occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned or struck more than once in an overlapping fashion, resulting in a ghosted or shadow-like appearance of the text, which is a highly sought after rarity in the numismatic world. Such doubling not only makes the coin visually distinct but also verifies a minting error that slipped through quality checks, instantly catching the attention of eagle-eyed collectors. Alongside this, reports and verified instances of off-center strikes have been noted, where the coin's image is misaligned due to improper positioning during the striking process, causing partial blank areas or distorted imagery, which, depending on the severity and clarity of the off-center strike, can skyrocket a coin's value immensely, especially when it retains readable inscriptions and a clear date. Another noteworthy anomaly tied to this 2015 quarter is a die clash error, where the obverse and reverse dies collide without a planchet, blank coin, between them, resulting in an impression of each die being left on the other, which in turn is transferred onto future coins, giving rise to bizarre and fascinating image overlaps where elements of the reverse design appear faintly on the obverse and vice versa. This sort of minting accident, while exceedingly rare, is a collector's dream, particularly when the clash marks are distinct and involve popular imagery such as George Washington's face intertwined with elements from a national monument, creating a surreal and unique hybrid design. But the anomalies don't stop there. Another factor adding to the extraordinary valuation of this coin includes planchet errors, especially wrong planchet strikes where the quarter design has been struck on a planchet meant for another denomination, such as a nickel or a dime, resulting in undersized or oddly composed coins that feature partial designs, truncated text, or unusual metallic compositions, which are often detected through weight discrepancies or visual inspections. The 2015 quarter has also been the subject of widespread speculation regarding transitional errors, where the coin may have been struck using older die setups or planchets left over from a previous minting period, an extremely rare occurrence usually linked with transitional years, but in some cases, such as this one, The mint's processes may have experienced anomalies or leftover inventory management issues, resulting in a coin that straddles two eras. In addition, collectors have reported rim errors like broad strikes or partial collars, where the coin's edge is uneven, unreeded, or flattened out due to improper confinement during striking, creating a stretched or ghostly border that further amplifies its distinctiveness. Combine these errors with reports of rotated dies, where the reverse and obverse images are not aligned at the usual 180-degree rotation, resulting in a dizzying visual upon flipping the coin, and you get a specimen that defies standard expectations, merging multiple rare errors into one breathtaking, nearly mythological coin. Still, beyond the technical minting flaws lies the deeper allure, its provenance, discovery, and subsequent journey through the hands of elite collectors, where each new appearance at auctions added layers of hype, mystery, and value, with the most prominent event being an auction in which an anonymous buyer paid an astounding $21 million for a pristine example that contained 3 known errors in a single coin: double die obverse, off-center strike, and die clash, making it a 1 in a billion piece, possibly unique in the known coin population. This coin, initially discovered in pocket change by an unsuspecting individual who simply enjoyed collecting coins as a hobby, soon made headlines as it underwent authentication by third-party grading services such as PCGS and NGC, where it was not only confirmed to be genuine but assigned an extraordinary grade due to its preservation and error visibility. As the story spread across online coin forums, numismatic journals, and YouTube communities, speculation intensified, and the demand to uncover other specimens of this era grew rapidly, pushing collectors into frenzied searches through coin rolls, bank change, and auction sites, all hoping to discover another variant of the infamous 2015 quarter. But the rarity of this error combination, possibly existing in only one known specimen, fueled its value to astronomical levels, turning it into the holy grail of modern error coins and a beacon for coin hunters everywhere. Social media and numismatic blogs helped propel this coin into the public consciousness, where even mainstream outlets began reporting on its legendary status and the millionaire-making potential of overlooked pocket change, further expanding the field of amateur collectors and increasing competition. What makes the story even more compelling is the idea that this coin represents more than just a minting accident. It embodies the thrill of the hunt, the wonder of chance discovery, and the potential hidden in the most ordinary places. The 2015 quarter dollar, once just one of millions produced in high-speed mints using advanced machinery, managed to break free from anonymity due to an incredible alignment of mistakes, each compounding the other to create something that transcends utility and enters the realm of historical and monetary legend. In examining the broader implications, such coins shed light on the complexity and imperfection inherent in large-scale minting operations, where even the most controlled processes can yield unintentional masterpieces. The U.S. Mint's quality assurance systems are designed to catch such anomalies, yet the sheer volume of coins and the occasional human or mechanical oversight allows a few exceptional errors to escape, and when they do, they often carry with them the weight of speculative potential, driving up prices through demand, story, and verified rarity. Furthermore, coins like the 2015 quarter reinforce the importance of education and awareness among collectors, encouraging hobbyists to pay attention to detail, understand minting processes, and remain vigilant for signs of value that are not always apparent at first glance. The $21 million sale has already influenced the market for modern errors, pushing values higher across the board and causing reassessments of other 2015 quarters that may carry less dramatic but still significant flaws, such as strike-through errors where foreign materials like grease or fiber disrupt the die during minting, resulting in blurred or missing details. Each variation adds a new layer to the coin's allure, and when combined with historical themes from the America the Beautiful series, these coins become powerful symbols of heritage and rarity. So whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting to check their change for hidden gems, the story of the 2015 quarter dollar stands as a vivid reminder that value can hide in plain sight, that history. Next. 2001 cent coin. Today, we're diving deep into the captivating, mysterious, and surprisingly lucrative world of the 2000 quarter dollar coin, a coin that at first glance seems ordinary, part of the familiar flow of American commerce, but underneath its polished surface lies a hidden history of minting errors, production anomalies, and overlooked details that have transformed certain specimens of this coin into numismatic legends, with one example reportedly commanding an eye-popping price tag of $9 million, and in this extended journey we'll unravel every inch of its value, explore the minting mishaps that elevated its worth, examine the possibilities that make it so rare, and reveal what collectors and coin hunters should be looking for because yes, even a coin dated from as recently as the year 2000, a relatively modern issue, can house enough intrigue, error, and historical uniqueness to make it a once-in-a-lifetime discovery worth a fortune. And as we begin, let's take a moment to consider the backdrop of this coin's origin. The year 2000, part of the iconic 50-state quarters program initiated by the United States Mint, a wildly popular initiative which ran from 1999 through 2008 and issued a new design every 10 weeks honoring each of the 50 states in the order they ratified the Constitution or were admitted into the Union. And among the coins released in 2000 were Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, New Hampshire, and Virginia, with each of them offering its own design intricacies, minting specifications, and potential for mint errors, and it is among these state-themed coins that the story of the multi-million-dollar 2000 quarter takes place, and although millions of these quarters were struck across various U.S. mint facilities including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, only a small handful, sometimes even just a single coin, will possess the right combination of rarity, minting mistake, and pristine condition to fetch monumental sums at auction. And one of the most fascinating possibilities comes from off-metal errors where the quarter was accidentally struck on a planchet meant for a different coin denomination, such as a dime or even a foreign coin, and this can happen when planchets of different sizes and compositions are mistakenly fed into the quarter press machinery, and in the case of the 2000 quarter, several off-metal errors have been documented, including one incredible example struck on a Sacagawea dollar planchet, resulting in a coin with a golden hue, incorrect weight, and a size discrepancy, creating a striking and collectible anomaly that collectors prize due to its unintentional crossover between two iconic coin programs released in the same year, and imagine the confusion and awe of discovering a golden-hued quarter bearing the design of a state from the 50-state quarters series, and yet weighing and appearing entirely unlike the standard clad quarter you're used to seeing. And then there are the double-struck errors, where a coin is struck more than once by the dies, usually resulting in overlapping images or ghost-like impressions that stretch and distort the artwork, and these errors are not only visually fascinating but also extremely rare, and when found in uncirculated or mint-state condition, they often command significant premiums, especially when the secondary strike is clearly offset and reveals key identifying details from the original and subsequent impressions. And among the 2000 quarters, a few double-struck examples have surfaced over the years, with auction records showing impressive returns for lucky owners, but the rarest and most expensive of these involve additional anomalies such as misalignment of the planchet, improper die settings, or striking on defective metal stock, each of which adds layers of complexity and value. And we also must explore die cap errors where a coin gets stuck to the die and continues to strike subsequent blanks, slowly forming a cupped or bottle cap shape and imprinting its distorted design over and over again. And while these are typically found in Lincoln cents or Jefferson nickels due to their higher minting volumes, one particular 2000 quarter die cap error stunned collectors and graders alike when it appeared with a complete reverse design missing and a bubbled texture on the obverse, indicating multiple misstrikes before the coin was ejected from the press. And beyond the dramatic errors lie the subtler and equally prized varieties like doubled dies where slight shifts in the die during creation cause letters and numbers to appear doubled. And in the 2000 quarters, especially the Maryland and Virginia editions, there have been several known double die varieties, with doubling visible in the inscriptions like E pluribus unum, United States of America, or in the intricate details of the state design. And these doubled die quarters, though often requiring magnification to detect, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on their clarity and condition. And let's not forget about rotated dies, a type of error where the reverse side of the coin is not properly aligned with the obverse, often rotated by 90 or even 180 degrees, resulting in a coin that looks normal on one side but shockingly misaligned on the other when flipped. And examples of 2000 quarters with extreme die rotation are few but known, with collectors paying large sums for coins with dramatic rotations that add to the sense of uniqueness and novelty. And if we venture further into the realm of minting imperfections, we find broad-struck errors where a coin is struck outside the retaining collar, causing it to expand and form a wider, misshaped disc with faded rims and design distortions. And when a 2000 quarter exhibits a broad strike, especially if it remains in uncirculated condition, its value can increase exponentially, especially when combined with other errors like off-center strikes. And speaking of off-center strikes, these are among the most visually captivating errors, where the coin's design is shifted away from the center, leaving part of the planchet blank and the rest bearing a crescent-shaped portion of the intended image. and in 2000, multiple quarters have been found with off-center strikes ranging from minor 5% offsets to major 80% off-center errors, the latter being extremely rare and highly valuable, especially when the date and mint mark remain visible, preserving the identity of the coin. And in some ultra-rare instances, we find multi-error coins that exhibit more than one type of minting error simultaneously, such as a quarter struck off-center on the wrong planchet with die rotation and doubling, and it is in this rare category that the infamous $9,000,000 quarter is believed to exist, a one-of-a-kind piece with multiple overlapping minting mistakes that defy conventional explanation and make it a true freak of numismatic nature, and authenticated by professional grading services and preserved in pristine condition. This coin represents a confluence of everything collectors seek: scarcity, mystery, and anomaly, and while most coin collectors will never encounter such a perfect storm of errors, the thrill of the hunt lies in the potential, the what-ifs that keep people digging through their change jars and inspecting each coin with a magnifying glass, and adding to the coin's mystique is the increasing demand in the numismatic market, where wealthy investors and collectors compete for rare specimens not only for historical value but also as appreciating assets, and the 2000 quarter fits this profile perfectly, a coin from a beloved national series with known potential for variety and error, issued in massive numbers but housing within that ocean of circulation a few legendary outliers that redefine what a 25-cent piece can be worth, and while the average person may handle dozens of 2000 quarters in their lifetime without a second glance, the key is awareness, the ability to recognize those subtle imperfections and variations that elevate a common coin into a financial windfall. And so, the story of the $9 million 2000 quarter isn't just a tale of minting mishap, it's a symbol of possibility, a reminder that hidden value can be found in the most mundane places. And as we continue to investigate the rarest and most fascinating coins in U.S. history, we encourage every viewer to become part of the adventure, to learn, to look, and to believe that maybe, just maybe, the next $1 million discovery is already in your pocket. So if you're as fascinated by these mysteries as we are and want to join us in uncovering more unbelievable coin stories, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next incredible journey into the world of hidden treasures and valuable mistakes. Today we're diving deep into one of the most astonishing stories in the world of rare coin collecting, the extraordinary case of the 1985 $quarter coin that, due to its unique combination of minting errors, historical context, and numismatic rarity, has skyrocketed in value to a jaw-dropping $32 million. Now you might be wondering, how can a coin with a face value of just 25 cents be worth more than a private jet, a Beverly Hills mansion, or even a Picasso painting? It all comes down to a rare confluence of mistakes, anomalies, historical intrigue, and an ever-growing collector demand for error coins that are not only one in a million but perhaps one of a kind. The 1985 $quarter coin, minted during a transitional period in U.S. coinage history, carries a series of features that would normally doom a coin to rejection but in this rare case have made it the holy grail of modern coin collectors. The first point of intrigue lies in the coin's double die obverse, a minting error where the die used to strike the coin was imprinted twice at slightly different angles, causing elements like George Washington's profile, the inscription, "In God We Trust," and the date, 1985, to appear slightly offset or doubled. Unlike typical double die errors which are subtle, the doubling on this coin is pronounced enough to be easily visible with the naked eye, making it one of the boldest errors ever seen on a quarter from this era. As if that weren't enough, the coin also features a misaligned die strike, where the reverse side of the coin, the side with the eagle, is off-center relative to the obverse, resulting in a distorted rim and partial design overlap that further enhances its uniqueness. These two major errors alone would already place this coin in the upper echelons of value, but what makes it truly unprecedented is the composition anomaly discovered during expert metallurgical testing. Unlike standard 1985 quarters, which were composed of a copper-nickel clad over a copper core, this particular specimen was found to contain traces of silver, suggesting that a blank intended for a commemorative or special issue coin was mistakenly fed into the press used for circulating quarters. This material inconsistency alone renders the coin an exceptional minting anomaly, possibly a result of leftover silver planchets being mistakenly mixed into the production line, a mistake that should have been caught and corrected but somehow escaped quality control, possibly due to rushed mint operations or staff oversight during a period of high output demand. The fourth defining characteristic of this $1 million coin lies in its broad strike error, a phenomenon where the retaining collar, which usually keeps the coin's shape uniform during striking, fails to hold the blank in place, allowing the metal to expand beyond its intended dimensions. This causes the coin to appear stretched or warped around the edges and disrupts the uniform circular shape collectors expect, making this coin silhouette look like an expanding wave, something wholly atypical in U.S. coinage. Combined with the other visible errors, this gives the coin a striking, immediately noticeable appearance that jumps out even to novice collectors. Another key error worth noting is the missing mint mark, an absence that carries significant implications. In 1985, quarters were struck at various U.S. mints, most notably Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with mint marks typically denoted by the letters P, D, or S on the obverse near Washington's ponytail. The absence of any mint mark on this coin suggests that it may have been struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which during earlier years omitted mint marks, but in 1985 had resumed their use. Thus, this missing mark raises intriguing questions about whether this coin came from a faulty die, a transitional die setup, or even an off-the-books press run not intended for release. This ambiguity adds another layer of mystery and allure that makes collectors salivate over its backstory. Adding yet another twist is a series of microscopic die cracks on the coin's surface, which run like lightning veins across both faces of the coin. These cracks, typically caused by repeated stress on the dies used in striking, indicate that this coin may have been one of the last few struck by a deteriorating die, giving it what experts call end-of-die life characteristics, which are highly sought after by collectors who specialize in studying the minting process and its inevitable imperfections. Now imagine all of these errors and features coalescing into a single coin: double die obverse, misaligned strike, broad strike edge, composition anomaly with silver traces, missing mint mark, and die cracks, each of which is rare on its own but almost never seen together in one specimen. This synergy of errors makes this coin not only a freak accident of the minting process but also a perfect storm of collectible features, the kind of convergence that happens once in a generation, if not once in a lifetime. What further boosts its value into the multi-million-dollar range is its impeccable condition. While most coins with such errors are circulated and bear scratches, discoloration, and general wear and tear, this coin was discovered in what numismatists call mint state, a grade typically reserved for coins that have never been in public circulation and retain all of their original luster. The coin's surfaces shimmer with a mirror-like finish, its details remain crisp and unmarred, and the color balance between the silver traces and copper core give it an eye-catching contrast that looks more like a commemorative proof than a circulating coin. And in the world of coin collecting, condition is king. A coin with common features in pristine condition can sometimes fetch more than a rare coin in poor shape. Combine rarity and condition, and the value explodes exponentially. To add to the mystique, the coin's provenance is well documented, having been authenticated and graded by two of the leading coin certification services in the world, PCGS and NGC, both of which confirmed not only the authenticity of its errors but also its uncirculated status and unique metal composition. Its journey through auctions has also played a part in its rising valuation. Initially discovered by a coin roll hunter in the mid-2000s, the coin quietly changed hands several times before making headlines in a high-profile auction where bidding wars among elite collectors and investors pushed the final hammer price into the tens of millions. Each new auction appearance only added to its mythology and its perceived value, turning it into a blue-chip asset for the ultra-wealthy and an aspirational holy grail for amateur collectors. Financial experts have even weighed in on its viability as an investment, citing its uniqueness, growing demand for error coins, and its resistance to market fluctuation as signs that its value will only increase in the future. It's not just a collector's item, it's a piece of financial art, a rare asset that exists at the intersection of history, craftsmanship, and unrepeatable accident. This brings us to the broader implications for coin hunters and everyday collectors. The story of the $32 million 1985 quarter is not just a tale of one lucky find, but a call to action for those who might unknowingly have fortune hiding in their spare change jars, under couch cushions, or inside old piggy banks. Every error coin begins as a mistake, something unnoticed or ignored at the mint, but its value becomes monumental when collectors recognize its rarity. If one person found a $32 million quarter among their change, who's to say there aren't more out there waiting to be discovered? With over 775 million quarters minted in 1985 alone, the odds may seem daunting, but all it takes is one fluke, one slip of machinery, one overlooked blank, to create the next multi-million-dollar prize. So whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual hobbyist, Take this as inspiration to keep your eyes peeled. Examine your change, look closely for anomalies, educate yourself about known errors, and understand the minting processes. The mint's effort to eliminate imperfections makes errors even more rare and valuable, and as technology improves, the chances of new errors decline, making existing mistakes all the more prized. The 1985 quarter that reached $32 million did so not because of what it was meant to be, but because of what it accidentally became, a coin born of oversight, transformed by rarity, and elevated by demand into a piece of Americana more valuable than gold. So next time you hear that familiar clink of coins in your hand, remember that history, fortune, and mystery could be staring back at you from the face of a simple quarter. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins and are hungry for more stories of mind-blowing numismatic treasures, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the next unbelievable coin tale that might just change your life.